Does this look like your overlanding adventures? Driving to beautiful and remote locations where you can eat, sleep, drive, and repeat? If that's the limit of your overland adventures, you're missing out. That's why today, we're going to take you somewhere that complements that adventure. Today, we're going to take you to explore the Rockcastle Narrows of Kentucky, a place where rugged, steep hillsides meet the swift, winding Rockcastle River, where immense boulders choke the river, trees reach up to the sky, and massive cliffs loom over the trail, where tranquil floating clouds reflect in the still waters, and narrow trails wind through wild woodlands full of primordial trees, where the path you choose may take you up steep trails, between boulders, and into dark places where notorious bandit might once have trod. All of this and so much more encompasses the experience that is the Rockcastle Narrows. So stick around, and we'll show you around. Our adventure started at the 3-mile Rockcastle Narrows Trail, otherwise known as Trail 503. And that number, well, you better remember it, because that's the only marker you're likely to see out here. The first mile of that trail, leaving from the B-Rock campground, is a fairly smooth and easy trail that winds its way along the hillside above the Rockcastle River. Bill and I kept hoping for some beautiful views of the river and the rapids, but those trees, they were a little bit too thick, and the trail is just a little bit too far away from the river. There are around 5 miles of trail on the west side of the Rockcastle River, including B-Rock Loop and the Rockcastle Narrows. On the east side, you'll find an additional 7 miles of trail, including the Rockcastle Narrows East and the Winding Stair Gap Trail. The description online of this trail includes majestic cliffs. We did see plenty of those on this hike, but it also mentioned several scenic viewpoints, and we didn't see a single viewpoint on this trail, not until we reached the B-Rock Loop Trail much later. As this trail didn't appear to be going down to the river anytime soon, Bill and I decided to make our own trail down to see the rapids and the river. In high water, these rapids reach a level 4. That's enough white water to give even a capable boater goosebumps. On a low water day, you couldn't even make it through here with a kayak. Today was definitely a low water, smooth, cool, and peaceful kind of day. Today we could watch the clouds dance across the smooth, still, serene waters below. A party that originally explored this beautiful and rugged area in 1750, they called this the Lawless River. It was renamed the Rockcastle River in the 1760s, after a nearby town that was named after some rock formations that looked like a castle. When I was a kid, I used to enjoy taking pictures of our travels, borrowing my dad's DSLR camera, trying to make sense of it, or watching my dad try to make the best of one of those VHS camera recorders. Back then, I couldn't have imagined the drone technology that's available today. The ability to fly high above the trees, up towards the clouds, and capture the beauty, amazement, and wonder of moments like this. It can sometimes be very tempting and easy to think about just staying there, floating above the world and above the problems that are associated with it. But if all we ever did was look down from above on 2-dimensional reflections, they pale in comparison to the majestic wonder that are the beautiful, massive clouds above. To experience the full beauty of that reality all around us, we have to put our feet back on the ground again.
There you go. See, I can actually get us both on a camera for a change. How weird is that? I haven't decided whether I really like this thing or not yet, because it's probably kind of bouncy.
Kind of shows off my abs.
Yeah, those are beautiful abs. That's why I married you, right?
This next part of the video, it's mostly about the adventure of just being Rue. Rue is a 7-year-old Australian Shepherd who we found at a local Amish livestock auction. When we went to pick her up at the Amish farm after the auction, I doubt she was excited about that first car ride. But since then, she has grown to fall in love with our Jeep and our overlanding adventures. I'll tell you right now, she's not a big fan of sitting in the car all day, though she'll put up with it. She loves doing this.
Let's go. Sicker than a wizard with a top hat. So heavy when I drop it like a backpack. Chit chat, better stick it in the WhatsApp. Looking at the glitter in your Snapchat. What's that? You break like a plate in an earthquake. On the first date like a clown at a birthday. Too late, gotta wait, cause I'm first rate. When you're back down from the beach.
Lead on, Rue. Lead on. For the first 2/3 of this trail were relatively easy to walk and level. This last third, it may as well go straight up the mountainside.
Ooh, sliding backwards. Down the hill. Did you win the lottery?
This 100 feet of flat trail, that's about all you're gonna get. On the top of that mountain, the Rockcastle Narrows trail ends abruptly, and you run into the B-Rock Loop Trail. If you're persistent and you look around and explore in this area a little bit, and maybe not trust the map to be right, you too can find this beautiful overlook.
Rue says, I can't see anything. I'm too short. Ooh, steep.
That's by that big rock that we're looking at when we look up the cliff.
After you leave the overlook behind, you turn right down a steep and rather abrupt trail. This last mile of trail climbs down steep hillsides, through wilderness woodlands, and along immense cliff faces. If your knees are anything like ours are, expect to take your time.
You like this, too?
My knees just love it.
Oof. I gotta just get a rappel rope and go down right here. Just go off that cliff face, right?
This precipitous forested hillside? Here you can find many nooks and crannies and small caves among the rocks. Caves like this one, where the trail has you go straight through it. It's little places like this that the legendary bandit, John Murrell, he may have hidden out in these woods many years ago. Come on, you know, the guy who murdered over 400 people, who ran a huge criminal syndicate of over 800 men known as the Mystic Clan, and was as notorious as Jesse James? Yeah, I'd never heard of him either. So when I ran across a source telling me that he might possibly at one point in time have hidden out in these woods, I had to investigate further. Born in 1804 in Tennessee, His mother taught him to steal from a young age.
That is a big
Mark
tree.
Twain actually wrote that Murrell would disguise himself as an itinerant preacher, and while he preached some moving sermons, his Confederates would steal the attendees' horses. History also supports that Murrell was punished by branding and whipping at a young age as a horse thief, and that he later served 10 years in prison for stealing a slave. But as for the rest of his antics, they may simply be the gross exaggerations of one of his victims set down in print for the whole world to see. What's the truth about the bandit, John Murrell? And whether that thumb that Tennessee displays once a year really is his mummified thumb? Well, you'll have to decide the truth of that one for yourself.
Favorite sound in the whole wide world. Now you were saying you wanted a shower, right? What kind of shower you wanted? Almost there. Almost. At least I can see the road.
Once you make it down that huge hillside and all those wooden steps, you do come out right at the road in the B-Rock campground, where it's a short and easy walk back to the campsites. Thanks for joining us on our adventure through the Narrows today, and I hope you come back next time when we head back to the cat.